I'm gonna teach you guys how to solve a Rubik's Cube, and I'm gonna try and put timestamps to each step on there, so hopefully this will help you. Alright, so I'm going to start with showing you the daisy, which would look like this, where we got the white centers on the outside of the yellow center. So let's get into that. So in this case, obviously we could just move that up. And this one we could just move down here. If we rotate this here over here, we would line it up where we can rotate that there. Where's the other white center? Okay, there's this center here. So what we can do is move it up top to this one because it won't go down like that. So we move this out and make sure not to do anything with that. We place this one in, then we would put this one back, and that would solve the daisy. And if you guys want any other tips, let me know, but I'm just going to show that there. So then the next step would be to get this daisy into a cross like so. So here we go. So we would want to find, so the white edge here, it's the white orange edge. We want it to match its center, and then we would just rotate that down. Now this is the green white center, so we would want to put it with the green middle. So then we would rotate down there. This case is the red and white, so we'd move it over here and then put it down here. And this one's already in its place, so we would just put that down there, and there's the cross. Now that we have the cross, we want to do the corners that will, in such a way that will create this line. And so we're going to do that by putting the white, blue, red corner in between the blue and red middle piece. We're going to move this over out of the way. Then we would rotate this layer up with the red one, so that when we put this in, the reds line up. So then we just put it down to the blue, to the blue, white, red corner spot. So same with orange, blue, but this case it's on this side, so we would move it over here and insert it. Now if they're down here, we would just take them out to the top, and in this case it's facing upwards, so what we're going to do is keep it over here, rotate it where it needs to go up. Instead of just moving it in there, we would move it twice, so that when we bring it down, it'll start facing towards us. So then we would just insert it by putting the white that away, and then lifting where, that's not even the right color, that's the red and green one. So we would move it in with the red green one. Same with the red orange. Now the next step is the centers, getting all the middle layer in. So we're going to do that by putting lining up the collar. So in this case the green is facing towards us. We would find a green edge piece. Since red is facing top, red goes over here, so we would move it away from where it needs to go, move this layer up, so then we would bring this edge back over here, which will put it in this line where this, when this goes down, it'll keep this one, so it'll move that. Then we pair it up. So then we would just rotate and insert this here. So in this case, since it's the orange, the orange blue piece would need to go here. We would move it away, move this side up, put it in the range here so that we can pair it up here. Then we would rotate over here so that we can insert it. And then we just have this last one, the blue-red middle. So then we would move away, up, and then back, pull it down to where it needs to be, rotate over, and insert. That does all the middles for me. You may have, but I only needed to do 3, so you may need to do 4. So now we're going to do the yellows here. So we have 3 cases. It could be the dot case, this little small L, like so. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the front where it faces to the left. We're gonna rotate this one up, push this one to the back, and then we would place this one back down. Well, we want to return this, and then undo the, and then we can have this little L shape, like we can get this little L shape here. So then we would move it to the back left. So then we would do the same thing. So I move the front up to the left. So the white would go towards the left. Move this one up so that we can rotate this to the back down. Then we return this back white piece to where it goes, and then we would undo the front move. So now we got this line. So what we'll do is do the exact same thing. So front to go facing that way, up, move this to the back, move this back down, reinsert this pair back, and undo the front. And that will give us the cross. The next thing I'm going to do is the yellow side. All the yellows will be solved with one algorithm, which in this case we would just automatically get a solve. So if the yellow's facing us here, and then with this little circle or T, then where it has this dot here, this yellow facing towards us, we would do the right-handed version, which is up. Then we move it over there. Then we would move this one back down here. Then we want this to go back. Then we'll bring this back up, and then we'll reinsert this either way, but make sure it gets back there. Then go back down. If it's this way, where the circle or this corner piece is here, and the yellow, so the yellow is facing here, we want this circular piece over here. We would do the same thing just with our left hand. So up, and then we would push it away, so the white where if we do it like this, it'll undo this pair, so we want to make sure not to do that. Rotate this back down here, move this to the back, rotate this up to, and now we're just gonna repair that and then bring it back down. You might get this case here where it's not just the cross. We'll just do the exact same algorithm. And if it comes here, in this case it would be the left-handed version, so up, over, back down, to the back, up, and return home. In this case here, where these corners in the back are solved and these two are not, we'll always do it from the front, so we go up and over, back down, over to the back. This one comes up and reattach. In this case, we don't have any, so we could just do it anywhere. So up, over, down, to the back, up, then return home. Which that didn't work, so, and this is the other case you can get where the headlights are towards us, but we would do the same as if they were facing out. So then now we have it for the left-handed version, so up, over, down, to the back, back up, and then return home, and that solves the yellow. This next part, you can, after you get the yellow side completely done, you can have one of two different things where the corners are all in the right spot and some of these center pieces are not. Or you can have it where like two of the centers are wrong, of them are in the right spot, but I still don't have that case there. So what we're going to start with is this one here. So in this case we want the headlights facing towards us, and then we're going to do this algorithm. We move this white face up, and then with this back layer here we would move it over. We would move this one up one more time, and we want to put this here, so we would rotate it like that. Then we would move this one down so that we can place this one back. We would bring this one back up so that we can put these two back in its actual spot, and then we would just put this to the bottom. And just like that. If you have it where you have no headlights, you would just do that same algorithm from anywhere. So we can do it here, so up, and then this back layer to the up here, so then we would move this one up to the top, put this one here and this one here with the front, move this down one, and then we would move this piece down here back to where it needs to go, rotate this one back up so that we can put these back in the correct spot, and then place it back. And then now we got the headlights, so we would do it again like so, and that would put us to the next step. So in this case here we got the green ones solved, this one's not, this one's not, and this one's not, but the edges are solved. So what we'll do is we're gonna move this one up, and then we're gonna move it over, where we're gonna actually break that pair up by coming up. So then we're gonna save this pair by rotating these pieces here by rotating over. This is gonna rotate one more time. Then we're gonna rotate this over to the back. This is gonna rotate up here. This is gonna rotate this way now that the edge is at the top, so that it'll move it to the back. Then we're just gonna use that layer to realign it, and then I will put it back to the bottom, and you may need to do that more than one time. So like this is not correct, so we would do that again. So up, over, up here, and then rotate this over here, up, into the back, up. Now that this is to the same, on the same layer, we would move this one back over here so that we can rotate this to its spot. Then we would turn it over one more time, and then we would go, and now it is solved. I really hope this helped, and see you next video.